Hey guys, it's Katie here from Life in Mundane. Welcome back to my channel. So I want to talk to you guys about some of the benefits of year-round homeschooling and share with you guys how we are structuring our school for year-round. Because even though you may think it sounds pretty self-explanatory, there's actually a lot of variation within the year-round schooling community. So let's get started. Okay, so like I said, there is a lot of variation that comes from the scheduling, and there's no wrong way to do it, and it's not wrong to not school year round. So just take the guilt off your plate and look at what works for you and your family and your situation and do what's best for you in that particular year. Last year, we actually ended up doing sort of a year-round schooling situation, and we schooled all year round. All 12 months, we had some kind of school going because we were in the middle of renovating our home, selling it, and moving with 6 kids while homeschooling. And while we did get school done, it wasn't done for the amount of hours or days that we needed to have legally. So we went through and we got all of that done, but we just took longer to do it. And that's the beauty of it, is that we have that flexibility. So we did that for 1 year. But after watching how that went and praying about it, we actually decided we wanted to continue it this year, but we're going to structure it a little bit differently. Before I get into that, I want to tell you guys a couple of the different ways that you could do year-round schooling. One is to school literally year-round, right? And just take breaks when the moment comes. Maybe you have an aunt and uncle who are coming in from out of town, so take a break. Maybe everybody's kind of hitting a wall and tired, take a break. You can afford to take those breaks more spontaneously when you're schooling year-round. A lot of people, though, more traditionally go like a 6-week on, 1 week off kind of rotation. And that allows them to have a lot of little breaks more consistently and gives moms that time that they can take a break for most of the week and towards the end start planning for the next 6 weeks. Usually, a lot of people will take a longer break for Christmas and maybe even take the whole month off in December when they're year-round schooling, and that's another big benefit, is that it gives you that flexibility to take off when you need. What is our year-round schooling going to look like? Well, it's going to be kind of different. Basically, we are going to school September right after Labor Day through whenever our school books get done to some extent. And what it is that we will have our traditional school year where we do our grammar and our math and our reading and our history and our Bible and all the different things, right? We're going to do all of those throughout the school year. For the most part, that will run September through May, although there will be things we get behind in and they'll get pushed back a little bit, and that's okay. But those things will be scheduled like that. Once we finish history, science, grammar, spelling, those kinds of things, we won't necessarily start the next book. We will save that to start in September with the new school year. For reading, math, and Bible, we will jump into the next book. As soon as we finish one, we'll just jump into the next one. And part of that is because Bible is important, right? And it's a year-round thing. It's not just a school year thing. 2, for reading and math, those are things that we oftentimes see regression in kids. And instead of taking the first few weeks or months of the new school year and reteaching all the things they forgot, I just find it easier to do a little bit of school throughout the summer, to do math and reading and Bible, and stick with that, and makes life so much easier later. And then continue to learn. It also allows, if your child has gotten behind, and behind, again, is not a word I like to use in homeschooling because there really is no such thing as behind. This is a made-up concept by our school system. But if your children are not where you would like them to be or where other students might normally be, this gives them that time to kind of catch up as their skills catch up, because guess what? They will catch up. That's what it kind of looks like there. We will do that lighter school schedule of just those 3 subjects, June and July. Now, again, if we aren't quite done with history yet, aren't quite done with some subject yet, we might bleed that in a little bit into June. But for the most part, those other subjects will go and wait until September, and those core subjects will continue throughout the summer. We do try to shoot to take August off, and part of that is because we have 3 family birthdays out of 6 kids. We have 3 kids that are August and 1 that's at the very last week in July. So really like 4 kids that are in that month time frame, and our anniversary, and some family trips coming up in August. So we will take that one off of traditional schooling for the most part, and that will give me a chance to refresh a little bit and plan for the new year, but we will be homeschooling all other 11 months out of the school year. What are some of the benefits to doing this whole summer school thing, right? It sounds awful. schooling during the summer, isn't that what all the kids hated, or what they project in the movies? Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, it's actually not as bad as it sounds. There are a couple benefits to it. One, it gives you a little bit of freedom to relax, take a deep breath, and go at the pace that you and your child need, right? We already talked about the benefit that you can take breaks when you need, but it also allows you to go at the pace that you need. You don't have to be stressed out when, your son or your daughter takes 3 days to do a lesson that you thought was only gonna take them 1 day. It's okay. Go at their pace and take that pressure off. You should take that pressure off anyways, but as moms, we have a tendency, especially if you're more of a type A personality like myself, you might have a tendency to kind of start to fret about those numbers that don't actually matter at this point. Also, another benefit is it gives you guys some structure during the summer. I don't know about you guys, but my kids kind of go crazy during the summer, right? They're used to having all this structured time, and now there's no structure. So they start fighting more, or they start asking to watch TV more, or they start to do whatever more, right? So instead, what we're doing here is we're doing these 3 subjects, which will take maybe an hour, maybe. It'll take more than an hour because I'm doing it times 4 kids. I have 6 kids, but 4 who are in school. I'm doing it times 4 kids. So it will take a little bit longer than an hour just because I have to do some one-on-one stuff with each of them that way, but it won't take long out of their day at all. They will be done well before lunchtime. They will have time to go through and do their summer checklist, which if you guys haven't seen my video, you can check that out up above or down in the description below, that has fun learning activities for them to do before they can watch any TV or have any screen time. And then when dad gets home in the afternoon, we can hit the pool or go to the park or the splash pad or things like that. So we still have lots and lots of summer fun. We have a lot of flexibility. If we want to take a day trip, we can, and we don't have to worry about the school that day. But it allows us to have structure within that time frame that can actually end up being very frustrating and cause a lot of tension in the family. Another benefit is this allows me to get to a couple of the subjects that I never get to, right? That I always want to get around to, but never have a chance to. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we will throw in, like just for the month of June or just for the month of July, we will throw in a subject or a topic or a unit study to go a little bit deeper on. One thing that I want to work on this summer is handwriting. Guys, shouldn't have to be worrying about handwriting at this age. But a few of my kids, they learned it and they've gotten a little sloppy. So we will take some time to do some fun activities, and that will help maybe hopefully reinforce some of those rules that I know they know way down deep, but that's one advantage of that. Another thing, it gives you the opportunity to do extra studies on things that are of interest to your kids. For instance, my kids have requested that this summer we study some family history. They want to dig deep into my extended family and my husband's extended family and look at our family lines and family history, make a big family tree out of it. They want to go through and discover, where are we in history? What did we do in history? And so because of that, I think that's awesome. Like, this was all their idea, and I'm super excited to dive into it and learn more. We also have some really big family events. I have a grandmother who is having a big birthday celebration. We're going to be getting together with a bunch of extended family, and so that'll be a great opportunity for them to ask and interview different family members and get some family history by word of mouth, which is really cool. We also have my husband's grandmother actually is celebrating the centennial of their family farm this year, which is super, super cool. And we're actually going to get to go to the state fair and be with her as she accepts an award for this huge occasion. So it'll be neat for my kids to do this study all through the summer to learn their family history so they can appreciate these moments and these trips throughout the summer so much better. I also want to encourage them, just as a side note, but I also want to encourage them to interview their grandmothers and kind of talk to them and maybe video that if we can talk them into that. I know some of you guys watch, so let me know what you think. But anyway, so I think that'll be a really fun study. So it gives you some of that, guys. I would love to know if you guys have ever tried doing a schooling year round, or what does your school year look like? When do you start? When do you stop? Do you guys ever go into the later months? Drop that down below. And if you guys want to see more homeschool videos all about curriculum reviews, looking at planners, looking at homeschooling schedules, stuff like that, I'm going to be having a lot of that coming up, and have just had a lot of that come up this month as we're really, really focusing on homeschooling, because I know a lot of people are prepping and ready to go, trying to figure out what's happening for next year. Subscribe and like this video, and let me know what other homeschooling videos you guys want to see. I do post homeschooling videos all throughout the year, but we're really focusing in here in the month of March, and I'm excited to share more with you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.